So first, we'll start with the introduction. So sampling. Sampling is a selection of a subset of the population of interest in a research study. So a sample is a subset of individual from a larger population. Sampling means selecting the group that you will actually collect data from in your research. We can take an example. If you're doing a research on the opinion of the student in XYZ university, you could survey a sample of 100 students. So in statistics, sampling allow you to test a hypothesis about the characteristics of population. So the 100 becomes your sample size, and then you are processing your entire research on that 100 sample that you have taken. So what you do with that 100 students, you are trying to come out with a result which should be equivalent to the topic or the abstract that you have started doing on the research. So this will take a little longer time and could be a very costly process, but the result and the outcome will be very authentic and original. So sampling allows large scale research to be carried out because it sounds to be very more realistic, and there's a time frame that you give it when you do a research, because it uses a smaller number of individuals in the population to stand in for the whole. So in university, definitely you don't have only 100 students, there will be 1,000 or maybe lakh. But what are you doing? You are taking students from every stream. So probably you'll take 20 students from arts, 20 students from commerce, 20 students from science, 20 from your management, and XYZ. So why, so on, so forth. So why we do this? So that we are collecting the entire view of the population to stand in for the whole. So this 100 people will stand it for the whole in the university. So however, whenever you decide to sample or take a sample size, you take on a new task. You have to decide who is part of your sample and how to choose the people who will best represents the whole population. How you go about that is what the practice of sampling is all about. We'll further understand. So what are objectives of sampling? So studies are connected on samples because it is usually impossible to study the entire population. So conclusion drawn from the samples are intended to be generalized to the population and sometimes to the future as well. The sample must therefore be representative of the population. This is best ensured by the proper use of this method of sampling. The sample must also be adequate in size, in fact, no more or no less. So this will help you obtain the maximum information about the population without examining each and every unit of the population. So to find the reliability of the estimates derived from the sample, which can be done by computing the standard error of the statistics. So this gives you a better idea. Why it is important? Because sampling is the easiest way to understand what the entire population is thinking, only with finding out the minimum number of the out of the maximum population. This will help. The sampling allows you to research a larger target population using the same resources as you would do for a smaller ones. So it dramatically opens up the possibility of the research. So it is like a little having a gears on a car or bicycle. Instead of always turning set of wheels of a specific size and being constrained by their physical properties. So it allows you to translate your effort to the wheels via different gears. So what are you doing? You are effectively choosing a bigger or a smaller wheels depending on the terrain you are on, how much work you are able to do. So sampling here allows you to gear your research. So you are less limited to the constraint of cost, time, and complexity that come with the different population sizes. So it allows you to do things like carrying out exit polls during elections, maps the spread and effects rates of epidemics across geographical area, and carry out nationwide census research that provides a snapshot of a society. Let's move further.